Hey everyone, it's Mike from Rogala Photography here. Today, I'm going to ask you a question that I actually had to ask myself a couple months ago. Should you upgrade your Canon R5 to the R5 Mark II in 2026? Okay, it's still 2025, but 2026 is 2 months away. So, anyway, should you upgrade? Now, I thought about this for a while, and something actually happened that one of my reasons was one of my reasons, okay, that I had to upgrade. But I came up with two reasons, only two really, that if you have the Canon R5, that you should upgrade your camera if these reasons apply to you. I'm just going to start off with the big one right here, the first one. The Canon R5, I don't know why, but in Canon's wonderful wisdom, they put I don't know if it's the mic, I think it's the micro. They put the micro HDMI port on here. They were one of the last ones to actually have that on their camera. Most other camera manufacturers that do a lot of video, they put the full-size HDMI on. And I tell you, I had this for several years and it was fine. Well, you know, a few months ago, I was out shooting a video and all of a sudden I was having problems. The port wasn't working. And because they're so small, I probably bumped it or whatever, or maybe putting the cable in. Anyway, it would work and not work, back and forth, back and forth. So I called Canon and they could fix it. Okay, that's not a problem, but it was $530 to fix that. And I'm thinking like, wow, man, it's like, do I want to fix this? Or do I want to take that $530? And also that $530 does not include the insurance and the shipping. Okay, actually I think Canon ships, they pay for the shipping, sending it back to you, but you got to pay for the shipping to Canon. So now you got to insure this, and you got to make sure that it's insured for enough. So that's going to cost you a lot of money right there. So you're probably going to be talking over $600 just to ship this and get this fixed. My idea was that, you know what, I'm going to take that $600 and I'm going to wait and I'm going to put it towards the Canon R5, or if I can hold off, you know, the R5 Mark III, if that ever comes out soon. Probably won't for another couple of years, but anyway. And for me, this port was important because I do shoot these videos. Okay, right now I'm shooting on my 17 Pro Max iPhone, but I needed the monitor so I could see myself, and also too, sometimes I like to record the screen for different videos, so I can have my screen on the on camera, have a really good resolution video of my screen. So I needed that. The second reason, actually, you know what, I'm not gonna do the second reason yet. Well, on the Canon R5 Mark II, Canon finally listened to everybody and they put the full-size HDMI port. Thank you, Canon. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is so much better. It's so much easier. It's so much sturdier. And it's more versatile too. Cables you can get cheaper cables. Not that you want to go cheap cables. You want to make sure that they can handle 4K resolutions and stuff to go through them. But I use Condor Blue. I prefer the Condor Blue cables. You know, I think they're better quality. They work very well, and I can buy the regular HDMI. So that was reason number one, was the HDMI port. Now there's another reason that's been going on for quite a while that I was able to work around it. But the first Canon R5, you could only record video up to 29 minutes and 59 seconds, I think, something like that. You can't even go a full 30 minutes. And then the camera will shut off, and it was because of that whole overheating issue that they had with this camera back when it first came out. And Canon, we asked them and asked them and asked them. All they got to do is put a firmware update to take that out of there, and they could let us record longer. I mean, you could buy an external fan to put on here. They have fans that you could put on, on your camera, or you could just shoot for, you could stop it and set a timer, and you can also stop and start it too. So, but it was such a pain in the butt. And sometimes for me, as you probably already know, I can be a little long-winded at times, and my videos go a little bit longer, and I gotta, do a lot of cutting and a lot of editing in post. Well, Canon was very nice, and they got rid of that 30-minute time limit on their camera. Now, they do have a couple other things on here. They do have an overheating warning, and I've actually had it happen to me a couple times when I was recording. I think I was recording RAW, because I was checking out, how the files would look and all that kind of stuff. And I think after like 11, 12 minutes, it overheated, which I was kind of shocked. I figured it'd go a little bit longer than that. It was summertime, and I was in my basement, so maybe that has something to do with it. But I did buy a fan to put on here, a Ulanzi fan, and that actually works very, very well. I got well over 30 minutes, if not even longer, before I got the warning. And then I even went with the warning even longer as well, because I was recording a couple videos. So you got that 30-minute warning lifted off the camera. So basically, the first Canon R5, it's got great, I mean, I love that. I was not going to update my camera. I was going to wait for the R5 Mark III to come out. But for me, it was the monitor port that broke. I can't be sitting there and plugging my monitor in and then have to wiggle it and get it just right, and then hope it stays and hope it doesn't move or it doesn't get bumped or I lose my signal or whatever. I just couldn't deal with that. The 30-minute time limit, I was going to deal with that until the next camera came out. But I had to get that done. So Canon was actually they actually have it's called a trade-in. So if you have an old camera, it's basically a film camera that can no longer be fixed by Canon, you can, quote, trade it in. You don't actually have to physically send it to them. They'll give you a 20% off of any new camera, as long as you buy it directly from Canon. So I was able to get 20% off of the R5 Mark II, and then I also, the money I saved, I actually took it and bought the battery grip for it, and then I think I bought some insurance for it as well. So if anything does happen to it this time, I can send it in, or Canon will pay for the shipping. They'll send you a box and everything with a label and all that. And I can send it in, and I'll save, I think, 30% off of any repairs if it's out of warranty. If it's in warranty, obviously, that'll be fixed for free. But if it's out of warranty, I still have another few months, probably another 10 months, 8 months on the factory warranty. But if anything were to happen to it, at least I get 30% off. So if that's the case, $600 for that port on that other one, I could take 30% off. That would have been $180 off. That would drop it quite a bit. Now, that insurance I bought, which is I forgot what it's called, the Canon Professional something, what it's called. I'll put a link for it down in the description. But I can also send in this camera now and get 30% off of it as well. And so I may actually do that and get this fixed, so now I can use both cameras then. But should you update your camera, upgrade your camera? Only you can make that final decision, but those were really the only two main reasons I could think of. The R5 original one has great autofocus. It has some really good video features in it as well. You know, as long as that 30-minute time limit doesn't affect you, it should be fine. Okay, so it's, you know, really it's up to you. But those are the two reasons. If those two reasons don't affect you, so let's just say you're just a photographer and you don't need the video, the over 30-minute video, and you don't need or what's the other one? Oh, you don't need a full-size HDMI port for a monitor. You're not using a monitor. If those things don't affect you at all, stick with the R5. Don't even bother. It's a fantastic camera. Now, if you're looking to upgrade your, say you got a Canon R8 or an R7 and you want to upgrade to a really good full frame, I tell you right now, if you have the money, then obviously get the Mark II, the R5 Mark II. But if you're not going to shoot video and you're doing mostly photos, this has come down like below $3,000 for the R5 Mark I. I tell you, that's a steal for this camera. So, you know, if you're coming from another camera and you want to upgrade to a, quote, more professional camera, I tell you, I would seriously take a look at the R5 Mark I. Now, if you have the money, and obviously those other features are important to you, definitely get the Mark II, because I tell you, it's a powerhouse. The autofocus is improved. Not for me, not enough. It wasn't enough to be the only reason to upgrade from the R5 to the Mark II, but it has improved quite a bit. The quality, the dynamic range, it has C-Log 3 now. Again, awesome features in this camera. You know, again, probably not enough for most people, but it has a lot of nice features that if you are looking to upgrade and you have the money, go with the Mark II. If you want to save about almost $2,000, maybe actually not quite $2,000, but almost, maybe $1,500, get the Mark I. I mean, it's definitely a fantastic camera. It'll last you a long time. If you're coming from a DSLR and you want to get into mirrorless, oh my gosh, this is a huge upgrade from those cameras, okay? So definitely worth it. But, you know, again, you're gonna have to be the one. So to decide, it's up to you. So anyway, if you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it, please click that like button. It really does help my channel. Subscribe to the channel. I tell you, I'm only 3 from 500. Please, I want to get to 500 this week if I can. So 500 subscribers. And then also share the video if you think somebody else may get something out of it, okay? So until next time, please have a blessed day. Take care of yourself. Have a good one.